Gotta love GoToWebinar.
All right.
All right. All right, we're recording. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started on this puppy tonight. We have a full house. We got a ton of people. It's one of the biggest ones ever, Mark. So we're definitely going to get moving along here. I'm glad everyone has shown up. This is going to be some killer information for you guys tonight. This is the power of social bookmarking, and welcome to the webinar here on a beautiful Wednesday night. I'm broadcasting from beautiful Virginia Beach, not too far away from my partner, Mark Bullard. What's up, Mark?
Hello, everybody. Hi. I'm also in Virginia Beach.
Cool. I know, we don't live too far away from each other, so that's cool. And tonight, we're going to talk about the power of social bookmarking. I see Bob Walker's on there.
Yeah, hey, Bob.
Yeah, now we can all get off now. Okay.
We're done.
We're done. Yeah, anytime Bob shows up, it's pretty much the end of the days here. But no, we love old Bob. So Bob says bye. Thanks, Bob. See ya. And all right, we're going to talk about the power of social bookmarking. And I know that's a little confusing to you guys out there, so we're going to explain this really good. So make sure you have settled in here. Sharpen your pencils. This is going to be some great information for you to get serious links and traffic and even attention by the reporters and the media using social bookmarking. It's totally free. So be sure you take copious notes, whether you got to use blood, ink, it doesn't really matter, or a good old pencil, that's fine. But what are you going to learn? Karen says, hi, Karen, from Karen and Greg Godek. Cool, I'm glad you guys are here. I haven't seen Karen around in a while. I appreciate that. What are we going to learn tonight? Well, obviously, Mark and I are really good at these things, and we teach a lot of high content. If you've never been on one of these webinars with us before, you're going to be full of fun and humor and surprises, and you're really going to learn a lot. But our promise is we're going to show you how these bookmarking sites can get you noticed by reporters and the media. And again, we're also going to show you how these bookmarking sites, we're going to tell you which ones are the best ones in just a minute, can get more traffic to your website. Who out there needs more traffic? I know I do. And if you need more traffic, pop a big heck yes in the chat box. Make sure you're familiar with writing the questions, because we're going to have a big Q&A. Great. And I'm going to promise, and listen, I'm going to show you how these bookmarking submissions, putting the links into these bookmarking sites that you're going to use, can come up in search results, and how that's different than all the other social media out there. I'm also going to show you, and Mark as well, how to build yourself into a go-to expert. Mark's got a really killer formula for that he's going to share with us tonight. And then how to get bookmark stories to go viral and be shared all over the world, which is different than Facebook and Twitter and all the other social media. This is a worldwide phenomena about getting sites to go viral, and we got some case studies going to show you. And don't forget, if you don't get your question answered somewhere here in the middle of the webinar, we got a live Q&A right at the end, and you're going to want to stay in tune for that. And we're also going to show you how you can work with two very special people. Who is the special people? It's Mark and I. So you're going to definitely want to get into that. But first, let's talk about, if you don't know me, I see a lot of new faces on there. Hi, Joanne. Nice to see you here. My name is Colin Martin, and I'm hosting this with my partner, Mark. But who am I? If you don't know me, I'm Tom Antion's marketing manager, and I have been for 5 and 6 years now. So working with Tom has been a total experience, and if Tom puts me in charge of his marketing, then you know it must be good. And you can see that picture over on the right down there with the two young ladies. It's all serious and work at Tom Mansion. We never had any fun whatsoever. And Tom is a very serious person. You can see there's never a party over there at all. I'm also the head instructor at the Internet Marketing Training Center. That is Tom Antion's new school in Virginia Beach that teach people. We have a dedicated internet marketing degree that you can get at the Internet Marketing Training Center. And if I'm the head instructor, you know it must be good. I'm also a copywriting expert and the instructor of the Stealth Persuasion System, which a lot of you have taken. Thank you, and I appreciate that. You know how fun that is. I'm also cute, adorable, and very funny, and a very single gentleman. And you can see that cute picture down there in the red outline, how cute I am. and dating opportunities will be available, ladies, at the end. So keep in mind in the chat box if you want an extra bonus tonight. Keep that in mind. And of course, Bob says gag. Okay, Bob. You know, I know how attracted you are to me. And Mark, I'm obviously working with my partner here. Mark, he is a fantastic person and business partner. And he's the head video instructor over at Antion and Associates. And he's also the owner of netname.info. It's an information database, 1,000-page information database, and that's huge. He's also the geek here at the Internet Marketing Training Center with me, and we get to work very close together. He's a bookmarking site addict and an expert, and he really uses this stuff, and he's been doing it for years, and I've been doing it for years for a lot of different other people. And so Mark's going to definitely add a lot of great information. And yes, he is married, so ladies, don't even think about it, because I'm here to take all that off of Mark. Mark, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. It's probably one of the first times you've ever heard on a webinar the opportunity to get some dates. But yeah, Colin hit the nail right on the head there. I'm sort of the more technology focused and then the geekier of the two of us, of our Starsky and Hutch pairing. And Colin's more of the, like he said, very good at copywriting and the more of the social aspect of things. So you're getting the best of both worlds. And yes, I do. There are specific sites, bookmarking sites that I like, and I will explain why I like those later on when we get into specifics.
Yeah.
So feel free to ask any other questions. It doesn't have to just be social bookmarking. Again, we will answer those at the end. But other than that, Colin, let's get going.
Absolutely. Well, the question most people are probably asking, and I asked it for a long time, what exactly are bookmarking sites? Well, it's very easy to explain. Up on your browser, on Internet Explorer and a lot of other different browsers, there's an add to favorites where you see a website that you don't want to forget about and you want to bookmark it or add it to your favorites so you can come back to it at another time. Very simply, online, there are these sites with profiles that you own, just like a Facebook profile or a Twitter profile, where you store all your favorite links to websites. And you can have tons of followers, and they can click on those, and you can share important resources with literally thousands and thousands of people. So it's simply a place where you store your favorite sites so that other people can go to your profile and click on those links. And we're talking about sites. These are services online, totally free. Dig, Reddit, Delicious, StumbleUpon, and even Pinterest. These are online portfolios of people's favorite sites. The important thing is that you're storing a link that when people click on them goes directly back to the site. You're probably familiar with Pinterest right now, and it's an image-based favorite portfolio of all your favorite images and videos, but when people click on them, it takes them back to the site, driving traffic to those particular websites. And over the years, though, what's most important about these bookmarking sites is that they've become an important resource for reporters and the media people, TV and radio people, serial bloggers that have to come up with important information to blog about every day, authors and researchers, students, and everyone that's looking for any kind of resources to the hottest and most relevant topics. And what you do on a bookmarking site, you have a profile very similar to Facebook with your picture and links to your website, but you're submitting a mixture of links, and you're submitting. What I mean by that is you're just saving a link to your online portfolio. It's a repository of awesome links that people want to know about, and it's a mixture of ones that you find on the web that you think are important to everyone, and obviously all of your stuff too, all your videos and all your web pages. And what you're doing is you're building a portfolio for your community, for them to click on. But what it really does is it drives a lot of unique visitors and traffic to your websites. And you can see down here, this is a dig submission. It's pretty much like this. What you'll see here, you'll see a link and where the link goes to and a small description. That's pretty much it. And yes, Jim, this is going to be recorded, and you'll have the slides to the PDF, and I'll be sending those out in the morning. Now, how are these? We call this social networking, but how are they different than Facebook and Twitter? Well, let's talk about how they're similar. just like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, you build followers and friends who are all notified of the new URLs and new sites that you post. Just like on Facebook, when you share a link with somebody on your wall and they're all notified of it in their news feed, you get to send important links to people hoping that they'll click on it and find more information. We do this all the time on Facebook and Twitter. So it's very similar to that where you're building friends. It's also similar to a blog where thousands of people can subscribe to your bookmarking profile. And they don't have to be necessarily friends and followers of you to get notified of links that you may submit to your portfolio. Because these, when you do submit a link, it's tagged with certain keywords and things. So they often look for keyword phrases that create alerts for them. So you may be dragging new people in that are finding the sites that you're favoriting that aren't necessarily friends yet. So that's really cool, and you should definitely want to build a big following like that. But there is one important difference. There's a couple of them. Let me go through them really quickly. Google places the links that you do share with your followers in search results. When you post a link to your friends and followers on Facebook or Twitter as a tweet or a Facebook post, those do not come up in search results, but bookmarking ones do. So that's really cool how you can get search positioning for the links that you save in your bookmarking portfolios. And those can be your sites as well. So it's another place where a big site is linking to you, and then people are finding it in search results, and it's your stuff and stuff that you like. Also, another thing is that on Facebook, you have the like button. On Twitter, you don't have any kind of like button. But on Facebook, you got the like button, and the more likes that you get, the higher it comes up in the Facebook search results or in the news feeds to your friends. Bookmarking sites, people can vote up or down, and they can leave comments, so everyone can throw in their 2 cents worth about the sites that you're saving and submitting to your portfolio. So this is almost like going to a big party and passing out resource guides and saying, here, you need to see this, and you need to see this, and you become the go-to person resource-wise, helping people find the sites that are most important to them. The reason people follow you is because they trust you on your bookmarking site to be saving and submitting sites that they know they're interested in. So they have instant access to all this great information. And on social media, only your friends and followers can like it or leave a comment. But on bookmarking sites, the entire world can get their 2 cents worth and log in there and leave comments and leave other links and vote it up or down. And that's an important part of why Google does put it in the search results, because Google knows that bookmarking sites and bookmarking submissions are the hottest, freshest, newest content on the web that real people are voting up and down. So it keeps the spam out, and it only puts the best stuff up at the top. So Google loves that, and that's why they put it in the search results. Mark, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely remember what Colin just said, that Google is paying attention to this as opposed to Facebook and Twitter, which it is not. So in a way, this is like user-generated content, because all of the users of the site are submitting whatever they find interesting, what they think others might find interesting, what it might be helpful, and all of that gains followers, and of course the followers will be notified of other stuff. So that other stuff can be your own websites, your own web pages, and that's where you can really take advantage of the power of the social bookmarking sites. That's about it.
Yes, they are very similar, but they are quite different. And in just a minute, I want to share the 2 most important differences that make social bookmarking so much more powerful than Facebook or Twitter. And I know we spend a lot of time on Facebook doing our social networking and talking to all our friends and posting links. Actually, your bookmarking isn't quite as involved as social networking, because you're not really sharing a lot of personal stuff. It's very businesslike, and you're there to build a resource, so you can actually do this in a very short amount of time. So that's a way to fit this in to your regular social networking duties, but get more smack power than you do from the links you post on Facebook and Twitter. And there's another really cool difference I'm going to show you in just a minute. But what are the most popular sites? Well, if you've heard of some of these, maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't, or you've heard of them, then you haven't made profiles. There's literally hundreds of these things based on all sorts of different kinds of niches. But I want to concentrate on basically these 4 or 5 here. It's just Dig, Reddit, which Mark loves, Delicious.com, StumbleUpon, which is really cool, and Pinterest. And everyone loves that. And this is, if you're familiar with Pinterest, then you get in the idea of what bookmarking does. It's entire folders and portfolios of clickable links to sites. Look at these numbers. If you don't know how big these sites are and you're just thinking of Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn are the big daddies all the time, look at this, dig.com, 25.5 million visitors a month. Reddit, 34 million visitors a month. Don't believe me? Look at this snapshot I took of Google Analytics of Reddit.com. How did I get this top secret snapshot from inside Google Analytics Reddit account? I'm not going to tell you. But look at this. This is a 130-day snapshot here. 34 plus million people go into Reddit.com every month. Look at those numbers. Average time on site, 16 minutes. So people are there, they're searching, and they're looking for information, and you can be a part of this too if you're not already. Look at these other 3 that we're talking about and the numbers here. Not quite as big, but still very healthy numbers. 7.8 million visitors for StumbleUpon, 5.5 million for Delicious. And Pinterest is already up to 14.5 million visitors a month. And everyone knows how popular that really is going on. So this is, I just wanted to show you exactly how many people are coming to this thing constantly. And remember, these aren't always just nonsense regular people. These are also people looking specifically for information, like reporters, like TV reporters, like newspapers and the media and bloggers and researchers. So you're putting yourself in not only just a big traffic site, but a more qualified eyeball. And that's extremely important in terms of what kind of traffic that you're getting to your site. How do reporters use bookmarking? I just said how they do that. This is what they've been doing for years. The media actually subscribes to these sites. And they have phone apps and Google alerts and subscriptions that alert them to all the new posts based on the words and keywords that they are interested in. So if this week I'm trying to do a story on dog abuse or dog fighting or something like that, and I go ahead and subscribe to that word, then any submission from anyone on a bookmarking site, such as Dig or Reddit, with the tag or title with the word dog fighting in it will come up as an alert, and they instantly have a clickable link right to the website where they can read the story, and then obviously, hopefully, see your contact information down there and could contact you for a news report or an interview, which you know how extremely important that is to getting quality traffic to your site and making money. I'm always talking about how people on the internet, the ones that make the most money, are getting out there in the major media, and they're being written about, they're being blogged about. Bloggers look there for information. Bloggers can't write something fresh every day, so they really do look for interesting stuff. The bookmarking submissions, the links that you save in your portfolio aren't just things, they're not just content that people or reporters just read. They have to click out to go to the original source of the story, which is the original website, yours or anyone else's. So it's driving traffic and taking them to your site where they can go through all the pages of your site or contact you for interviews. This person here that I talked to, this Benji Lanyadо, he's a writer for the London Times. He stated that bookmarking sites are a reporter's dirty little secret. And he said that stories will appear on Dig or Reddit, then the same day they are on the Washington Post, New York Times, and The Guardian. These sites, bookmarking sites, are usually the first place where the hottest topics come up and are posted on the internet. even before Yahoo News or any of these big sites. So these people are looking actively at bookmarking sites. And back in 2008, what really kicked this off and what made it so important was Obama used this on Reddit. On Reddit, there's an Ask Me Anything. It's like a discussion forum, and when he was sitting there, he and his staff were answering questions from voters, the bookmarking site's traffic just skyrocketed. It actually shut the servers down. They practically fried out, and they had to cut it down for a while because there was just so much activity. And reporters found out that, you know what, I can bookmark, and I can submit, and I can subscribe to all sorts of topics and be the first one on the block here to find the hottest information. Also, reporters, they use iPhone apps, for crying out loud. Like everything, there's an app for everything. Well, each one of these sites, reporters in the media and bloggers will upload an app, and the alerts for a new submission will go right to their phone. Plus, it comes up in Google Alerts. It comes up in search results. So there's hundreds of places where reporters can find the hottest topics. Have you seen anything about that? Ask Me Anything. Do you know much about that, Mark?
Oh, I love Ask Me Anything, yeah. That's specifically a Reddit.com site thing. That's what they do. And it's professionals from all different topics and categories, and not only professionals, it's average everyday users. There's one right now that there's a girl that has encephalitis, and she's like, ask me anything. And also on Reddit, they have a list of their upcoming AMAs, is what it's called, Ask Me Anything. And tomorrow, there's an Al Jazeera journalist that's going to be on there, so you can ask him anything.
Wow.
And, there's musicians coming up. There's the host of a travel show coming up. There's a television writer, producer for X-Files coming up. So, yeah, these Ask Me Anything topics on Reddit are fantastic. And not only can you read these, but you can actually do an AMA yourself. If you have a topic that you think that other people have questions about, you can post on here and see what people want to know. And that really can pinpoint exactly what you should be focusing on, in your business or whatever niche that you're doing. If people have specific questions, say on dog training, which is pretty broad, but let's say that they keep asking a ton of questions about barking at strangers, you can use that information kind of like, hopefully a light bulb goes off. Maybe I should write an ebook about barking at strangers if you have enough information. So the AMAs kind of work both ways. You can do one yourself, or you can read other people's and use that for information or get ideas for products in the future, a ton of different things. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail later on.
And I just wanted to bring up again that reporters and bloggers, just like Mark said, can subscribe to these things and get alerted immediately to the hottest topics. This is something that Twitter and Facebook don't do. Now, when you post a link for your friends to see on Twitter and Facebook, if you're not a friend of that person, then you're not going to get notified of their post. It comes up in the news feeds when you first log in. Twitter and Facebook don't have this subscription and these search results and Google alerts tied to stories. So this makes posting links on social networking 1,000 times more effective than just your regular Twitter and Facebook duties that you have. Everyone can subscribe to a bookmarked submission or a keyword that comes up, and the social networks don't do that. Here's a case study, and this is really cool. When I first started working for Tom, I was mowing his grass. So he let me into the house, and he's the one that personally stood behind me and taught me internet marketing. Everything he learned, was passed on to me. And one of the first things he did when I was still covered with mud, sitting in my jeans in his office, learning the internet, the first thing he taught me to do was to do bookmarking sites. And I'm thinking, what the hell is this? I've never heard of bookmarking site before. I didn't know what it was. But I was submitting links to all his websites and videos and everything on dig.com. And a reporter happened to see his public speaking, that publicspeaking.org link. And somebody there, Bush was having a speech that night. So somebody in the studio wanted to have a public speaking expert to kind of rip George Bush apart or make fun of him or whatever they did back then. So they said, well, we got to find a public speaking expert. Well, where do we look? So they went to Dig and they looked through they just put in a search word such as public speaking. And Tom's site came up. So, of course, they call him. It's really early in the morning. The phone rings, and Tom tells me the story where he's standing in some Winnie the Pooh underwear or something, and his hair's sticking up, and he's got a cup of coffee. And he answers the phone, and they go, yes, is this the president of the publicspeaking.org Institute? And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah, that's me. I'm the president. And they said, well, can you come down to MSNBC studios and get on live TV here? As you can see, this snapshot is from that live interview, and talk about Bush's good or bad performance in public speaking. He said, heck yeah. And this is just and this happened a long time ago when I first started working for Tom. And I'll never forget this, and it put in my mind just how important these bookmarking sites and how the media pay attention to them. Now, just you could have a search result for your site, or you could post it to all your Facebook friends, but this would never have happened without the bookmarking sites. So it's an extremely important case study, and if Tom says it's good, then it's good. I didn't even know what this stuff did, but I saw the power firsthand. And I'm going to give you, obviously, a secret bookmarking tip. Number one, because I'm always going to give you secret tips. I love giving you secret tips. And the first one is when you are submitting a site that you find yours or anyone else's, and you're saving it into your portfolio on your bookmarking site, you have the opportunity, and this is really cool, to rewrite the title with better keywords and stuff to try to grab more attention from the media and bloggers. So no matter what the original title of the link was, all these bookmarking sites give you the opportunity to write a cooler title. And whenever you're writing a title that has keywords in it, or sensationalism, or a top 10 list, or anything that's current, or anything that's emotional, these are all the things that people will find easier, and they're going to click on those links, and they're going to read the information on the site, and hopefully call you for interviews. Look at some of these ones. I just made these up, and some of these are really cool. The 15 dumbest things people get punished for. Well, that's very curiosity building right there. So that would make people want to click on it. And dig this one. Weak public speaking skills will cost Romney the election. Whenever a reporter sees anything that an expert's writing something about how a presidential candidate might lose the election doing whatever, that light bulb goes off. That is story time, okay? And that's a great way to use current events in someone's name to get higher search results. Think of the keywords in that: public speaking skills and Romney. It doesn't get any better than that. The 20 things you should not be spending money on. There's all sorts of lifestyle experts, lifestyle bloggers, lifestyle in the newspaper reporters, always looking for stuff that they can write about everyday situations. December 21st, 2012, how do you envision the end? Think of how curious that is. You know, we're able to rewrite our titles here and make them stronger. So whenever you have that opportunity, the power is yours to get more attention and more search positioning. The first and last night with my pup. Rest in peace. There's just so much here on an emotional level and all these here that you have an opportunity to write your new titles. That's a secret tip, because a lot of people don't think about that. They just save a site or a link to a web page or a YouTube video, and they don't rewrite the title. But that's my secret tip for you tonight, and there's going to be a couple more. Let's talk about, what are you submitting? We talked about a website. Well, there's so much more than a website. You can, first off, submit all the stuff that you like, that you think is important to your followers, just like you do on Facebook. Whenever you think, wow, I think all my peeps here on Facebook or Twitter would love this story, and you post it on Facebook. Well, you want to do a lot of that, and then you also want to post your stuff, which we do on Facebook as well. So you have your websites. You can, every time you write a new blog post, save it in your social bookmarking portfolio. all your YouTube videos. You can also do things that aren't even web pages or websites, such as an ebook, and also MP3s and PDFs and files and podcasts. You can link to anything to get more traffic and more search positioning for that. It doesn't have to be just a web page. It can be articles also that are written by you that someone else published on their website to help build your expertise. They can be e-zine articles. They can even be, Mark, an Amazon. I submitted all my Amazon books, a direct link to Amazon in my portfolio to all my ebooks. You can do images on Flickr. You can do all your social profiles. And you can do weird infographics, all your press releases, anything that you can dream of that is on the web, you can save and share with the world on a social bookmarking site. And when you are submitting these pages and files to your portfolio, keep in mind a couple of these tips I'm going to share with you here. Don't just share your home page all the time. Start sharing all the pages, all through your site, even hidden pages, to try to get what we call this deep linking and deep SEO to each and every page of your site. I want traffic and a separate search result coming to each page of my site rather than just the home page. So you want a deep link in there. Karen says she doesn't understand how posting other people's stuff helps us. What it does is that creates a portfolio of resource for all of your, you can build a lot of followers by not just posting all your stuff. That looks kind of spammy. You want to post a whole plethora of sites and information and links so you become the go-to expert that all your followers constantly come to every day. And you can use that to build a huge following so that when you do submit new stuff of yours like a blog post, you have all those thousands of people that look to you as the go-to person driving traffic to that blog. I see it every day in my Google Analytics. Also, you want to submit to Facebook posts. Those don't come up in search results, but you can link to them, which is really cool. I've even made special pages on my website just for bookmarked articles, just for reporters that really aren't even a part of the navigation. They could be, they should be, but sometimes if you want to talk about something that isn't completely related to your business, you can make a hidden page on WordPress. It's really easy to do, and you can bookmark to those. So you have pages that are coming up in search results and people are clicking on that aren't even a part of your normal website navigation. But remember, if someone's going to be going to anything that you write on your site or any page, you want to make sure that there's a place to opt into your mailing list or some phone number or some way for someone to call you, because you never know when a reporter or somebody in the media or a blogger is going to want to use your material for an interview or to share, guest post, anything, or just resubmit it on their social networking, and you want to make sure you get all the credit for that. So don't link lazily. Make sure that there's always a place where you're getting the credit for this stuff. Speaking of bookmarking your own stuff, here's what we just talked about this with Karen just a minute ago. Secret bookmarking tip number 2 is don't submit just your own stuff in your portfolio. That kind of looks self-serving, and it also looks kind of spammy, and at first no one would be interested in becoming a follower of you if all you post is your own stuff all the time. Whenever you submit other sites and resources that are important to other people, you will build a community of followers, and you will be the expert resource in your field. That's extremely important in building your brand and name recognition. And my simple formula here, guys, is 50-50. When you're saving links to your bookmarking sites, half of them should be resources that are important to your followers that make you look like the go-to person, and the other half should be all your stuff. So that's a secret tip. That's another way that you can get farther with this. I've seen people just try to use bookmarking because of the strength of it and just try to use it and spam it and use it for their own stuff. And remember that I told you earlier where people can vote up or down. They may start voting down some of your stuff just to keep you from being a spammer. And when you are a legitimate resource for all information that is great and good on the web, if you're going to be an information god in your field, then Google will love you and your followers will love you, and you can really go really far with this. And that's an extremely important thing you want to remember in that tip. A backlink. All right, guys, don't freak out here. This is a crazy word, but I'm going to explain it. Lawrence said he's the information god. Okay, Lawrence, calm down out there. Have another swig of wine or whatever, and we all believe in you over there. Okay, what is a backlink? A backlink is simply an incoming link from a big website that's linking to your website that sends traffic. It's a fancy word for a link from a big website to yours. And you want as many of those as absolutely possible. As many as possible as you can get, you want backlinks. Why? Because how many backlinks you have coming into your site, remember this, okay? This is secret SEO stuff. The number of backlinks to your site determines how high your site will rank in search results, more so than keywords or anything else. When Google sees that there are all these links coming from other sites linking to yours, they say to themselves, wow, they must be popular. They must be an authority. Otherwise, people wouldn't be linking to them. And they move sites higher in the search results based on the number of incoming links to your site. That's extremely important. Obviously, because it's so important, backlinks are very hard to get. You have to email people. You have to get on resources. You have to beg. Sometimes you have to buy them. None of that stuff really works too well, and it's a very slow process. But guess what? The secret SEO tip for tonight. Bookmarking sites give you free backlinks that Google loves. Okay, we talked about how Facebook posts and tweets don't come up in search results. They also do not count as backlinks in Google's eyes. But all the social bookmarking sites do. So each time you submit a link to your website on your bookmarking site, that counts as a backlink to your site that Google sees and will help move your site higher in the search results. Facebook and Twitter will do not do that. I mean, Facebook and Twitter are great. There's millions of people. All those links do drive traffic when your friends click on them. But without search results and backlinks, they're not helping you get SEO, and it's extremely important. I want to show you case study number 2. Mark, this is funny. Ian's Shoelace site. And old Ian here, I don't even know what he does, but he wrote an article on his website here called The 37 Cool Ways to Tie Your Shoes. And he submitted it to Dig and Reddit and a couple other bookmarking sites. And because they thought it was so funny, a bunch of bloggers thought, wow, man, that's really cool. I have nothing to write today. So I need something funny to write about. This is funny. I'm going to go ahead and look at this and repost it on my blog. It received 3,000 visitors in 30 minutes, practically busting Ian's server here, wherever he had this thing hosted. And 7,000 bloggers reposted this funny 37 cool ways to tie your shoes on their blogs, which not only gave backlinks from their blogs to Ian's Shoelace site. The bloggers were just looking for something interesting, and 7,000 of them reposted this link and to this article on their blog. Those backlinks from all those blogs, all 7,000 of them, are still there to this day. This was about 5 years ago, driving traffic and getting search results. Not only that, all the reporters got a hold of this, and started writing stories about it. They wrote stories first about the funny shoelace article and how to tie your shoes 37 different ways, but they also wrote about how Ian used this to get 7,000 links from bloggers to his site. And because of that, he's been a #1 on Google for shoelaces for the last 5 years. Now look, shoelaces stink, okay? Nobody cares about a shoelace. They're funny, obviously, but they're not informative. think about your topic. Think about what you write about. Think of what you want to teach the world. I know that everyone here is an expert in something, and we're extremely important. It's important that we share as much of our knowledge with the world to help change it. So think about how you could use this same scenario to help drive more traffic and reporters and happy customers and informative people to your websites. Mark, you want to add anything to that? That was pretty pretty crazy story. I love that story. I remember reading about it. Tom showed me that very early on, and I was again blown away with it.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that story. Unfortunately, I just lost my internet and I just got back, so I'm kind of playing catch up right now. So,
oh, well, I'm glad you're back.
I'm not 100% sure where we are exactly. It looks like we're at Secret Bookmarking Tip 3. I do remember the Shoelace story. Yeah, that's really, really cool. But other than that, catch me up with tip number 3, and I'll.
Well, yeah. Now, I actually got this from you, and this is about
oh yeah,
supplying knowledge. And you can see the slide, right, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you told me about how people you can use information and the repository to write books and make products and all sorts of things. Explain that a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you've ever listened to any webinar or talked to Tom Antion, he always recommends creating your own products. Well, one of the best ways to create products, he says, one of the easiest ways to create products is to interview an expert. If you're not an expert in any field, find an expert, interview them, and then you have the information for a book or even a CD. Well, one site in particular, Reddit, again, I love Reddit, you can find experts on every topic, and they are out there and they're making themselves available to answer any questions that the users of the site have. So not only do you now have connection to an expert, but you also are seeing great examples of questions that other people want to know about this topic, about this niche. So right then and there, you already have topics of discussion with them, and you have a way to contact them if you want to do an interview with this person. So it's very easy to get in contact with these people to make a product, and you can do this over and over and over again. Like we were talking about earlier with the AMA, the Ask Me Anything section of the site. Like I said, there's a whole calendar of different experts in every field imaginable that you can just go through, read along, and if it's a hot topic, again, just like all the other sites, you can vote up or vote down. And if there's a lot of upvotes is what they're called. If there's a lot of upvotes, it starts to become a hot topic. And if there's a lot of comments, it's also a hot topic. So you can actually search by what's like the hottest, most busiest topic going on, and that gives you a clear indication that there's a desire for people that want to know this information, whatever it is. So at that point, you really have everything laid out for you that you could just create a product right from that. So and like I said, the calendar has people lined up, so you could do this once a week, once a month. You could just crank out products by paying attention to these AMAs that this site has. And that is just this one site. I mean, there's also, we talked about some other ones. We talked about Pinterest. We talked about StumbleUpon. And again, these all have followers, so if you search these sites and look for who has the most followers, you can use that as a good starting point to find out hot topics and hot niches that you could I don't want to say exploit, but you can make products towards. So it's a giant resource.
Absolutely, Mark. That is one of Tom's secrets. When you join his mentor program and you are unfamiliar with how to make products, and he tells you have to be a product creation machine. Everyone's heard him say that. And you think, well, I can't think of every kind of topic to write about. I'm not an expert in everything. This is a great opportunity to create products by interviewing other experts, and you're writing the book. You see that all the time. And with the Ian's Shoelace site, that was an example when I talked about going viral. That 7,000 bloggers blogging that Ian's Shoelace funny story article that day is what we call going viral. And that's another big, huge advantage to bookmarking sites because it comes up in search results so people can find it. It's very rare that Facebook posts go viral unless you have a lot of friends and people just share like crazy. There is an opportunity to do that, obviously, but this is so much easier. And what I use bookmarking tip number 3, what I like to do is actually almost create almost like a membership site model where my profile is a place where people can come every day to learn and discover all the new things that I am finding out there on the web. And they look up to me. And one example, and I should have shown it as a case study on here, but I didn't, was a professor in New York at a university, and he was a teacher. And he was teaching, I guess, something about leadership skills or some kind of political leadership or something like that. And he created just so many resources that he literally had like 75,000 followers on his bookmarking sites that at every time he posted something, all those people would be notified of all this new information that they were specifically interested in. Now, he wasn't even selling anything. So what if you did the same thing by creating this free membership site model and brought all these people into your fold and then started to sell books and things to these people? So just think about that a little bit, and we'll keep moving along here. But we're about here at the end, and we're going to get to our Q&A. But I wanted to ask you real quick if we kept our promise tonight. I know that this was kind of a short webinar, and bookmarking sites aren't as romantic as Facebook, and they're not in the news, and everyone, we're not sharing photos of our cats. I mean, you can share photos of your cats, but that's not really what serious marketers could use this for. So it's not quite as romantic, but it's very powerful. And I hoped that you grasp a little bit of this and you weren't too confused about it. Did you learn more about bookmarking sites and how you can get noticed by the media? If we did keep our promise on that, put yes in the chat box. Did we talk about how you can get more traffic to your websites? Did we explain how to get high search results? Did I explain the backlinks and the search results good enough? If you didn't, then ask me in the question at the Q&A, and we'll definitely clear that up for you. Did I show you how these other bookmarking sites like Tom and Ian used this to grow their business? And what I really I'm hoping you took out of this, just how different these are from Facebook and Twitter. I know that we spend a lot of time on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all these places, trying to put links, trying to use them to drive traffic to our sites. But this is something I bet that you guys haven't used as much as you should. And I wanted to show you some secret tips on if you are using it, how to use it better, or if you're not using it, why you should start tomorrow. Okay? And I just want to let you know that we did keep our promise on that, and I hope that we did. We're always trying to give you the best content that we possibly can in a short amount of time. There are a few other things about bookmarking that are very important. And what else should you know about it? Well, there are crafting more effective titles. There's ways to work in top 10 lists, like the David Letterman top 10 lists, and really popular titles with particular keywords in it that are best for search engines. There's also, like I talked about, you have certain kinds of visitors to your site, and then there's qualified visitors such as reporters or bloggers or people that will buy things. How can you attract the highest quality followers and visitors to your site using bookmarking? How can you use Pinterest as a bookmarking site? Everyone was asking me in the question box about Pinterest, and I go through how to use Pinterest as a bookmarking site. Didn't have time to get to it tonight, but it's basically a repository of images that you think are great, that when people click on them, sends real traffic and real paying customers a lot of the times to websites, yours or other people's, very similar to this. So how can
video? Don't forget video too. You can
put
video on Pinterest.
Yeah, and on Pinterest you only got video and images. On these other bookmarking sites, you can submit everything under the sun. Just think about that. How can authors find experts to interview for the books and articles? Mark touched on that, but there's certain formulas exactly how to do that and how to get in touch with these people at the right time, and at the right time for particular topics such as this election, which is huge. How can you use bookmarking as a virtual press release? That's what I use it for. I actually use this as almost like a virtual mini press release for every single thing I do, instead of using those cheap free press release services or paying out my soul to PR web and stuff, which can be very expensive. This is a free, easy, quick, and cheap virtual press release for every single thing that you have. And you can also use bookmarking to create a discussion forum. We didn't even get anywhere into how to use the comments and the AMA in more detail to create a giant forum where you're the leader of the forum, answering questions for literally thousands of people that are all searchable and make you the expert. And of course, we have to show you that where can you learn more about social bookmarking and all the information I just laid out. Mark and I have this quaint, cool, quick, and easy to use training system called the Power of Social Bookmarking. And it's time-tested techniques that we've been using for Tom and all the mentees of Tom's program, plus ourselves and other people, to use this bookmarking for their business. And people who want more media attention, people who want more traffic, people who want higher search results, they want more respect for their expertise. That's something you can't really buy. And all that leads to more money. And obviously, if you want to use this information for yourself to take bookmarking to the top of your list of things that you need to do for SEO, what we cover in this, what kind of topics attracts the media attention. I mean, that's very important if you really want to get those interviews. How to use images and infographics, especially. How to spread links evenly through your website. This training system shows you exactly how to deep link SEO every single page of your website without Google, punishing you for it. How to do it right. And also, what's extremely important is everything on your site the way it's supposed to be? Is it supposed to look and have all the elements before all these reporters and media and bloggers and people see it? What if a reporter goes to your site and there's no phone number or there's no place to opt in? They're not going to be there very long. So is your site really up to date and have all the elements that would make it easy for you to make real money on the web? Also, how to link to your Amazon page. I talked about how just a minute ago how to link to all my Amazon books, my Kindle books, and everything. You can link to everything and so much more. And this system for us, what it is, it's easy for you to use. It's 9 screen capture training videos. And if you've ever seen our YouTube training system, you know how easy it is. It's like looking over our shoulder while you show exactly where to go and exactly how to do it. I've also got this specialized ebook that you can read at your leisure, how to use social bookmarking for promotion and publicity. I've also got this other killer ebook that I wrote just not too long ago, how authors can make money with Pinterest. And that's really cool. And that's very deep. That's like 29, 30 pages of Pinterest secrets. Plus, Alex Carroll, you guys know Alex. He, the big radio guy, he was really sweet enough and generous enough to add to our system this MP3, 75-minute MP3 of secrets of how to be a guest and book yourself on big radio shows. And that was really killer of Alex to do that. But we have a bonus for you guys as well. And remember, we have unlimited email support. So if you want to take part in our training system tonight and use that for your money-making purposes, you're never going to be alone. You're going to have questions. We're going to have all the answers. And we're going to help you implement these bookmarking strategies for as long as it takes for you to become successful. And we have one more super bonus, and I really want to show you how important this bonus is. This is worth the entire price of this training system. It's a website critique that Mark and I do for you, a 20-minute screen capture. We go video critique, an evaluation of your site. We go through the entire site to make sure that you have all the keywords in place. Where are they? How many are there? Is your SEO done well? Is it ease of navigation? What do the search engines actually look for? We're going to show you and share with you all our SEO secrets to what Google looks for in a website. But more than that, What about what should be on your site before a reporter sees it? Do you have publicity photos? Do you have high and low res images? Do you have a publicity kit or package? These things are very important because if they don't have all that, a reporter can go to somewhere else and someone else who does have all those things in place. Also, is your opt-ins, if you're going to be driving more traffic, are people going to be easily signed up to your database? Are you going to be able to convert when people get there? Is it going to make money? Is it going to build your list? Are people going to get lost? Are all the links working and everything in its right place? The super bonus is a 20-minute video critique to make sure that your site is absolutely perfect, and we show you what's wrong with it and how to fix it. And we do all of that, Mark, for only $97, okay? And
What?
that's a great $97.
That's crazy.
And that's, yeah, because our website critique, we're only giving that away. We can only give that away actually to 20 customers because after we get to the site and we do all the research, we look through it, then we have to record it and we have to edit the video, and then we have to upload it to our secret YouTube channel, and then we got to mail it to you along with a keyword spreadsheet of keywords that will work best for you. That's very time consuming, and if we did everyone, it would take 3 months to get the critiques out because you know, Mark and I get backed up really easy. So only the first 20 people can get that for $97, and that's usually a $197 value that we're doing. It's our new website critique business, and we love it. Or you can take advantage of our 50 and 50. That's 50 now, 50 in 30 days. If you want to just get your feet wet and dive in and see how this is going to work for you, you can go to expertwebwriting.com/success. expertwebwriting.com/success. Now don't go over to expertwebwriting.com and just go there. Be sure you put the /success, and let me show you what you'll see when you get there. And this is just a simple letter here. It outlines everything that we have to offer. And there's our buttons, and you can pick either the 97 or do the 50 and 50. Here's some cool testimonials from some people that are using the system right now, and they absolutely love us. And that's all there is to that. So if you want to take part in that tonight, you can do that. Just go over to expertwebwriting.com/success and let us help you implement this extremely underutilized but very powerful resource for your business. You know that Mark and I don't just talk fluff. We offer real stuff and real stuff that works, and it's stuff that we use and that we're proud of. So we really want to help you with this, and we know we can. And we're obviously going to give you an awesome Q&A now to answer any questions that you have. And so, Mark, if there's any questions here that we want to go to. Got your question
yeah, Colin, I can't see any of the questions, so if you see any, you're going to have to read them to me.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I logged back in as a panelist, so I can't see.
Okay, let's go through some questions here. This is a good question. Diane says that, do you recommend staying on one topic so that people know you for that one area of interest? Absolutely, I do kind of recommend that. You don't want to spread yourself too thin if the goal is actually becoming the go-to expert in your industry. So obviously you can bookmark anything that you want, even fun and humorous stuff, just like on your other social networking. But you can actually set up a couple different profiles. One that like on, I would put like on delicious.com, maybe like your business one, and then you can maybe use Reddit for something a little bit more you know, hobbyist or something off the cuff. So, but I do recommend kind of using this in a business sense and taking it a little bit further than we usually do on Facebook and our social networking, which is becoming kind of, I always get these questions on Facebook. Should I have one profile for my business and one profile for my personal stuff so I don't mix them? And I go, yeah, if you got time for all that, it sounds like a good idea. There isn't any cut and dry formula for success on that. But bookmarking, it's kind of the same. I would, you know, maybe keep two different ones, and it's not that time consuming. And how do you follow someone on Dig or Reddit, Karen S? You just, anytime you see any submission come up in the search results on Dig or Reddit, you can put in a keyword and you get this list just like a Google search result, and there's all these links. Well, right next to it, just like on Facebook, is a little picture of you, and it's a little profile, and you can click on that profile and then click follow. It's exactly like Facebook, Karen, in following and in creating friends. So it's just as easy. The profiles aren't as huge as Facebook with all the photo albums and stuff like that, and all the pages. But it's a very simple profile, and it's very easy for people to follow and build a big following. Clydette, oh, I love Clydette being here. She says, how do you organize yourself to post daily, weekly? How do you create your bookmarking site? It's just like Facebook. You go over to Reddit or Delicious or any of the sites, and you basically start your profile, just like on Facebook. It's that easy. And since we all have Facebook profiles, it's basically the same. And you post whenever you want to, but you should post as often as you feel like you find new stuff to share. What are the others, like Stumble Upon, Mark? How do you set up a profile over there exactly?
Oh, well, setting it up is simple. It's free to sign up. It's just you can either do it through Facebook or you can do it through your email. And then yes, there's a follow button for every user. You can just click follow, and then those are your followers. Now with Reddit, they don't call them followers; they call them friends. So that should be kind of familiar. So if you see something that's very interesting by a person, first off, you can click their name and you can see other things that they've posted and commented on. And then if you agree or like what they've been sharing, then there's a simple friend button. You just click friend, and then they're your friends. So that's how that works.
And Marlene is saying, how do I become the first 20? You just go over there and make a purchase tonight. The first 20 people tonight, and we did have a pretty big room here tonight, but I think everyone should make it. I'm not keeping track of the sales exactly right now. But if you go over there and just purchase tonight, I'm pretty sure you'll be in the first 20 if you hurry. And Karen says she loves me. Okay, I already knew that. And thanks, she loves Mark too. And Diane says, do you have anyone that I can hire to do the bookmarking for me? Huh, that's interesting. I don't know anybody personally, but there's a lot of virtual assistants and outsourcing people that understand these concepts and that can help you with that. There's a lot of overseas outsourcing. I don't know how you feel about that, but you definitely want to look into. There's always help out there for you. Lynn's saying, in this training, do you suggest which are the best sites, and do you detail the proper setup of the profiles? Absolutely. We actually go through an introduction of each of the big five that we call it. Obviously, I don't think I go through, we don't have a video on Pinterest, but I have the 25-page Pinterest book, and that's even more in-depth than any of the videos. Yeah, we go through, we have an intro to each one of the big four beyond Pinterest that will work for you. The ones that get all the traffic, that get all the search results, and ones that the reporters are subscribing to. So it's very important that you just work and you don't get bogged down. Just like with other social networks, you don't get bogged down with too many ones that don't work for you. And obviously, you're not going to do all four of these all the time. I always suggest, trying each one of the four and then seeing in your Google Analytics or your website analytics which ones are working. If Delicious is working for you or Stumble Upon's working for you, then spend more time on that. And if you only have time to spend on one of these, I suggest it be the one that you enjoy the most, that you're getting the most traffic and most turnaround and most results about. So just like any social networking, sometimes you can't spend a lot of time doing them all, so you want to do the one that you enjoy the most and that actually is working for you. And Joanne says, can you show us how to actually set up a bookmarking profile? How do you get started? It's when you go to any of these sites, just like Delicious, it says at the top, there's actually a button that says submit a link. And when you submit the link, you can submit a link anonymously. And then it asks you to build a profile. You upload a picture, you write a description of what you do. It's just like Facebook. So if you've already done Facebook and a Twitter profile, then you already know how to do this, which is really easy. It's just so much more powerful than those. Marlene says, loved this, amazing. You two are the real deal and fun. Hello, your receipt number for this payment. Oh, okay. She bought. Thank you. Oh, Marlene. Oh, Marlene says, "Dig this, Mark. If I wasn't married, Colin, I would take you up on the date bonus." Oh, thank you. You
Good
don't have to
job,
tell.
Colin.
You don't have to tell the husband. No, that was terrible of me. That was just terrible. But this happens all the time. I know. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mark and I have a lot of fun with all this. Sarah says, um, Mark and Colin, I think you did a great job explaining all the different ways to utilize bookmarking. I'm excited to try out your secret tips. Cool. Yeah, go out and try this stuff. This is really great. Jay-Z says, how many bookmarking sites would be best to join and post on? 5, 10, 100? No, I would suggest just the top 4 we have here, and then even maybe refine down to the 1 or 2 that you really like and the ones that are working the most. So that was a good question, Zazie. Let's see any other questions you have.
Yeah, you can definitely lose some time, not lose some time, but get lost in these social bookmarking sites. There's a lot, you'll start to find a lot of great things, and really it's almost like social networking in the Twitter and Facebook aspect. You know, you almost get out of it what you put into it, because there is a whole community aspect to it as well. So you could just be a person that just posts links that you're hoping people will discover and find, and that's fine, but you can crank it up a notch by commenting and voting, and again, I'm going back to Reddit. Also, if you have a good cause, if anybody has a cancer awareness cause or animal abuse cause or something along those lines, this community really gets behind stuff like that. So and that's the outpouring of support from the community. I have seen time and time again how that can help push your topic or niche into the media. Right now, there's an example of a girl who was taken to some I don't know all the details, but she was taken to some religious camp or something to make her be straight, and the community backed her, and they started sending emails to 60 Minutes and to Ellen, and I believe that she's and also to local media outlets, and now she's like getting interviewed and all that stuff. So you know, causes are also a big part of some of these social bookmarking sites too.
Wow, that's interesting, Mark. I didn't hear anything about that. That's pretty wild.
Oh yeah,
That's
there's also, you know, like there's a lot of animal lovers on these sites. So if there's like an animal as you know, activist or animal related you know, things that are going on, there's a lot of support from these sites. So it can really boost everything. I mean, it can boost YouTube views, it can boost your awareness to the media and everything. It's really powerful.
Yeah, I've been using it a lot to get our YouTube views up. I have bookmarked on all major sites and Pinterest every single video that Mark and I have. And we want those views. Views convert. And videos are very powerful, and I want as many people and more search positioning. I want to see that too. Charlene says, what is a good plugin to use when posting my blog to get out for bookmarking? I don't think there are any plugins. I'm not a WordPress expert. There may be some plugins that directly link to Dig, Reddit, and Delicious and Stumble Upon. I know there's a Pinterest share button on WordPress. I'm not sure. I'd have to experiment with that. I don't really know. You don't really need a plugin. I guess that would expedite it more immediately, but I'd kind of like to go in manually and put my stuff in. You know, I've been doing
There's
that.
also, not along the lines of plugins, but there's also extensions. So like Firefox, and I think Google has an extension, and I know that Pinterest has one, and I know Reddit has one, where if you add this extension to your browser, which is Firefox or Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, where if you go to a website and you like something, you can easily click the little Pinterest button, and it'll automatically share that website to Pinterest, or it'll add it to Reddit. So those are known as extensions, not really plugins. But yeah, most of the share plugins that we usually recommend, like Share This and Social Share or something along those lines. They have Dig and Delicious and Reddit, and I think Pinterest as well is one of the options in some of these plugins for WordPress. So there's a couple plugins, but yes, there's also extensions that make things a lot easier for you to share these links.
And in terms of sharing, Mark, I also want to say out there that you know how people have the follow me buttons, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, the little icons up on their website. Put a dig one up there. Put one, say, here, follow me over on Reddit or follow me over on Delicious. Start using that profile as a place to build followers that are already on your website. And because if people start sharing your links, remember, it's not just the links you share. It's the ones other people are sharing on their bookmarking too. If they're sharing your sites, that's more opportunity. This could, for traffic and search results, this is just ridiculously viral, and so much more so than regular social networking. Social networking is all, I guess, is very fun and everything, but, you know, I'm trying to make money here most of the time anyway, and I know how powerful this is, and I just really believe in it. Marlene says also, is there a disadvantage to posting on multiple bookmarking sites? Not at all. Not that I'm aware of. It's totally okay because you're posting on different sites that are completely different, and those links are coming from different sites with different page ranks and all this other SEO kind of big stuff talk that I don't expect everyone to understand. But no, it doesn't matter. Charlene says, I can see making a CD or MP3 for interview, but how would you make a book from one? Are you talking about an ebook? Would you sell it or give it away? All of that, Charlene. You can interview someone for a CD or MP3 and have it transcribed into an ebook. And that ebook can be given away as an opt-in to build your database, or you can sell it right on Kindle and make money. You could do this over and over. You could have tons of books, Charlene, interviewing experts, and you just have someone transcribe it. That's all you got to do. So that's really cool. Let me see if there's any other questions. There is, Lily says, hi Lily, I haven't seen you in a while. There's a WordPress bookmarking plugin called Social Bookmarking. Thank you. That's great. I'm glad that she wrote that. That solves that problem. Lynn also says, she's the Echo Florist Tree Hugger Animal Rights. Just got your program. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I remember everyone who orders tonight is going to get the expert web critique from Mark and I. We're the best at what we do here. And critiquing websites, we've been learning and doing this for a long time. We do it for all of Tom's mentees, a high-level mentor program, tens of thousands of dollars, and you're getting this for $97. Professional evaluation of all the SEO, all the navigation, and this is a steal. And Lynn, I can't wait to critique your website and help you have the best website ever for when all those people from the New York Times and start, interviewing about your tree hugging stuff, which is really cool. Is there any other questions out there? So Joanne says you guys are always amazing. Thank you. And JC says that thank you. It's been great instruction. He's learned a lot. Thank you for that, JZ. And Karen says, I accidentally closed a window. Will you be sending us the link if we have purchased? Oh, yeah. Karen, I'll send you the link. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be checking all the orders here and making sure that if anyone has any questions, if there was any trouble ordering, just write me at videopower@live.com, my email, and it should be there on the bottom of the sales letter, and I'll take care of you, and we'll make sure that everything is done and situated just how you want it. Megan says, can you let us know one of your bookmarking sites so we can see how you set it up? Yes, I have a delicious one. I can't get to it right now while I'm on the webinar, but I'll be happy to send everyone a link to my delicious profile tomorrow. So that would be really cool, Megan. I appreciate you asking me that. It's always good to copy other people. That's how I learned. And Charlene says, you two are the best. Thank you. We knew that already, but we appreciate the affirmation. Megan says, also, Megan has another question. Can you link your bookmarking site so that it updates Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn feeds at the same time so you don't have to duplicate your time? Absolutely. And Megan is from Australia, Mark. So she's either up very early or very late or something.
Are you near any beaches by any chance?
I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know, but I love Australia. Never been there, but I can't wait. Maybe Megan will help put me up if I visit. Yes, the bookmarking sites. There's a way to instantly hook up a Twitter feed, I know, because I see that all the time. You'll see tweets pop over that say, posted from Dig or Reddit or Stumble Upon. And there's little share buttons right next to each one. So whether you're sharing yours or sharing someone else's, you can immediately just click to share on Twitter, on your Twitter and your Facebook, whatever you saw on Dig or Facebook, or Reddit or Delicious, whether it's yours or someone else's, and everyone else has the opportunity to do that too. So Megan, actually, it's a million times better than just having an automated feed to Twitter. Everyone there can share your link you just posted to your website on their Twitter and Facebook from the bookmarking sites. So you start seeing this ridiculous amount of viralism going on out there, if that's actually a word or not, of how powerful this stuff is, man. I'm telling you what, this is great. Megan says it's 10:15 a.m., so she's having coffee. Wow, that's not going to mix too well with the beer I'm having right now, Mark.
Maybe it's Irish coffee.
Frank Caparino says, sorry about being so late. Thank you, Mark, for the testimonial on my book. Oh, Frank, how you doing? Yeah, leave it to Frank to pop in at 8:15. Love you, man. Thanks for being so loyal there, buddy. Clydet says, thanks for a webinar. They're always terrific. I know. That's why I love giving them so much, and we're extremely popular. If there's not any more questions, then we're going to be popping on here. Remember, you can write us anytime. Excuse me. And Charlene says, Colin, how are you still single? Charlene, I just don't know. I toss and turn thinking about how in the world am I unavailable, and I just don't get it. Can bookmarking get me dates? That's a bookmark. Is that a bookmark? Bookmark? Mark, is that a book? Clydet says, give me the email again. You can email me at videopower@live.com, videopower@live.com, or you can email Mark, MARC, @Antion.com. And Morel, I haven't talked to you in a long time. I've been wondering where you've been. She said, I loved this webinar. Very simple statement, but very true. And I loved that. I loved it too. I'm just having a great time here. So guys, get your questions in. We're just going to give you like one more minute. Morel says,
I would like to mention one other thing, because I do see orders coming in, so appreciate that from all of you people that are actually ordering the product. But just want to reiterate that we do not accept American Express. Just want to throw that out there, because I do see a couple offline orders, and I just want to make sure that you know that we accept PayPal, Visa, or MasterCard.
Yeah,
so
Al.
if anybody has an American Express, I'm sorry. We can't accommodate that. Our shopping cart is a little bit stubborn with American Express. So, but I do appreciate everybody else's orders, and looking forward for those web critiques. And anybody that has ordered, don't forget, email us your website so we can do those web critiques. Okay?
Absolutely. Anyone who ordered last week or tonight, send us those websites. We're dying to show you how great we are at these critiques. So. They
really are helpful, the web critiques. We always find something that can make your website better. So
we have a few more openings. We have a couple more openings left. We're not quite up to 20, but it's getting close. Anybody hanging on the fence out there, I just want to say bookmarking is extremely important if you're not using it. It's something that the serious guys are using, like Tom and Frank Kern and everyone else, and Mark and I, to help drive real traffic and real search results and backlinks that are extremely important to get and hard to get to our sites. This is extremely important. So if you're not going to learn how to bookmark properly from us, then get it from somebody. I mean, learn this however you can, because it's extremely important. But we'd love to help you, and we'd love to give you that great bonus website critique tonight. So we have a few openings left, but learn this stuff. It's very important. Mark, you have anything you want to say before we leave?
No, but if you all of a sudden in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day, if you're in Australia, if you come up with a question that you're just dying to know, just remember, you can always email us. So feel free to email us. And looking forward to seeing your sites, and I hope you get a lot of benefit out of the product.
Yeah, that's great. E says, it's just E, Mr. Long here, I came in late. Where does your offer show up? Oh, it's right here on the screen if you can still see it. It's expertwebwriting.com/success. If you go over to that page /success, you'll see an outline of all the stuff that we have. I already had this saved, so I'm able to go to it. But it's this site right here. It outlines what it's going to do for you, all the stuff you're going to get, all the great bonuses, and the very easy ways to pay. And we're here to help you any way we can. I take your success extremely seriously, and you guys know that, and I always have. And this is something that I believe in, and I really hope that you implement in your business and in your online practice. And I can help you with this, and I hope I can. And I hope I get that opportunity from you. So Barbara says, she got hers. Good. Thank you so much, Barbara. Will I send the bookmark example? Yes, I'm going to send everyone my delicious site profile. And I got a few other people that are really cool, and you can see how they do it too. Some people I respect. And I just actually taught Susan Haro personally how to get hers up and going. We did a webinar for her, this is pretty much the same one last week for her, and it was a big success. But she wanted some personal training, so we called, and she's even going to do it. And she was just blown away by how easy and powerful this is. So if Charlene says, getting mine now, buying my system, thank you, Charlene, I appreciate that. But I have some big work yet to do before you evaluate my site. Well, don't do a whole lot of work, Charlene. Let us take a look at it at least, and you won't have to make a bunch of big changes after you do all the big work. Let us help you now, and then you'll do everything right. So don't be scared if your site's half up or you don't even have one. We will honor the critique for as long as it takes. So if you don't have your site up for 6 months, we'll wait for you. Just email us, and we'll do the critique whenever you're ready. So no rush on that. But if you're going to be doing a bunch of work, Charlene, let us help you outline some things that you can do now so you don't have to make a bunch of changes later. All right, 1 more minute. Question, 30 seconds, counting down. And we got to get out of here. William says, thanks. He says, I received great feedback from your website analysis. Oh, yeah, we did one. Yeah, we did one for you, William. I appreciate that. That was a great site, and now it's going to be even better. So William is saying how great the critique was. You guys got to get in on this. All right, we're going to go ahead and get going. If you have any questions, just email me at videopower@live.com, and I'll answer them. All right, Mark, we're going to take off now. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Stop this recording.